Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello and welcome to theredlaserguy.com. And we're here to help you, help yourself, help your body heal itself naturally. And as I say, it's got to be done that way because the body has to do the healing. You know, there's a time and a place for surgeries and prescriptions, stuff like that, but not as nearly as often as they're used. But it all comes down to the body healing itself. And the higher it's vibrating, the easier it is for it to heal itself. And so that's what we're here to talk about every week, is how you can help yourself, help your body raise its vibration for self-healing naturally. And so Joe Blanton here, the Red Laser Guy. And tonight we're going to talk about how you can use unprocessed sea salt to help your body heal itself, because salt is critical to the body. And there's a lot of what I call doctor-created diseases out there where they talk about low salt diet. And when people talk about salt in our society, and particularly in the medical society, they're talking about sodium, they're talking about table salt, which is only sodium and chloride, 2 elements, where true salt has 75 elements or more that the body needs. It's the electrical wiring communication for our body, if you will. And so we're going to cover that. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the red laser and how the frequencies in the red laser can help you do everything we're talking about here. And then we'll cover a little bit more about the science and everything. So let's go ahead and bring up the slides and then we'll get started here. So, all right. So I'm going to go from the beginning here. Okay, here we go. All right. So again, I'm the Red Laser Guy, and what I'm here to talk to you about is your health is determined by the invisible frequency you're vibrating. And frequencies are new in the Western Hemisphere, because we've been living in a 3D society with Newtonian physics. Okay, Newtonian physics is matter changing matter. And what we're going to go into is quantum physics, where we're using energy and frequencies to change matter. And so again, your health is determined by the invisible frequency you're vibrating. And if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. One of my favorite guys here, Nikola Tesla, because everything's energy. Okay, it's all there is to it. And all energy is a frequency that's vibrating information. And so the vibration is the electromagnetic field, or the EMF. And, most people, when they hear EMF, they think negative. They go to 5G, cell phones, microwaves, etc. And rightfully so. However, every frequency has an electromagnetic field. And that's where the information is that creates that frequency. Like a muscle that's optimally healthy vibrates at a specific frequency, animal or human, because that frequency is what makes it a muscle. The information in that frequency, there's millions of frequencies altogether, but there's one master frequency, if you will, for a muscle. And that's what we've infused into all of our products, the red laser and everything, to help the body raise its vibration for self-healing. And that information is either helpful to the body or harmful to the body. And so that's what I want to help you understand, is everything is energy vibrating at a frequency, and there's no exceptions to that. So we can modify and work with those frequencies. So the frequencies are either coherent, good for the body, incoherent, harmful to the body. Coherent energy brings the body's wellness down to a cellular level by allowing the body to vibrate higher frequencies, which allows cells to communicate better with each other and to create wellness in your muscles, your tendons, your skin, bones, ligaments, organs, etc. Okay. And this is what your blood looks like when you're coherent and you have coherent frequencies and vibrating in your body. Your blood cells, your red blood cells, are all free flowing. They're moving freely, carrying plenty of oxygen and giving up plenty of toxins when they go through the lungs. So incoherent energy is harmful to the body. It's a information that the body doesn't understand. It's foreign. It's man-made instead of nature-made. So incoherent energy can create pain and disease in the body by not allowing the body to function at its peak down to the cellular level, and that's where injuries start to happen. Muscles ache, pains because you're vibrating lower. You can lose your balance easier. You just you have trouble focusing. Everything starts to operate at other than optimal wellness. And this is what your blood looks like, when you're incoherent. It's relayed, it's sticky, and it's starving the cells for oxygen and nutrients because the blood's all sticking together. When it goes through the lungs, only the part that's exposed is going to give up toxins and pick up oxygen. And so relayed blood is very, very unhealthy. And so this is what your life looks like when you're coherent. Okay. You're jumping around, you're having a lot of fun because your body is functioning at peak performance. Then this is what it looks like when you're incoherent. You have aches and pains, stiffness. Life's not a lot of fun. So coherent energy, the waves are in phase. They're all in phase, and that's what happens with the laser. The laser is a coherent light, and everything's in phase. So incoherent frequencies are not in phase. And so an LED, a red LED, has 10 frequencies for the human, musculoskeletal body or an animal, but they're out of phase. So the information has static in it, and it's still there. It's like listening to an AM radio station out in the country. You got static, you still hear the music. Where coherent waves, it's like FM high definition stereo. Just, you've got separation of sound and no static at all. So the body understands it completely. So frequencies in our environment that are keeping the majority out of coherence is the stuff they're spraying in the air. Okay, all the toxins that they're spraying in the air, the chemicals, and everything that's coming into the air from smokestacks and all the manufacturing and stuff like that. So we're breathing all that in every day, and so we need to be detoxing every day to get that out of our body. The water we drink, there's over 200 chemicals go into the community municipal water supplies. You might want to, call the water company and have them give you a water report based on your zip code. I did that, and it's a little shocking. It's like total they gave me the 10 contaminant report over acceptable health limit, and triethylamines is 479 times over the acceptable health guideline, but nobody seems to be too concerned about it. The biomotic chlorothane is 404 times over the acceptable health guideline. And then the next one's 186 times over. Chromium's 126 times over. Radium-228 is 78 times over. And so the water that's coming into your home is not the same as the water in your body. And so we have to take care of that before it gets into the body. And again, that's where the red laser and our products can come in and help you in seconds. When you treat water with the red laser in 30 seconds, it adds 30% red life force energy into the water, neutralizes toxins, makes the water wetter, and overrides a lot of the negative programming with 1,645 human blueprint frequencies or optimal wellness frequencies. Then you have what most people call food. Okay. Some of this food is one molecule away from plastic, and it's been documented. It's scientifically proven if you want to go research it. But when you eat this food, it's very negatively programmed. It's vibrating very, very low, and it's pulling your own vibration down. And you're the only one responsible for your vibration. Nobody else can vibrate for you. So you have to make the decision to start changing. And we can help you do that with the products we have, because we're frequency based. Everything is working on optimal wellness frequencies, overriding the negative programming in your food and your water. And then this coming weekend, we're going to introduce an air product, actually, that's going to help clean up the air dramatically in your home. What we're going for is to have a bio sanctuary. Your home be a bio sanctuary where you're protected from EMF, you're protected from the air, stuff in the air, and then you're in control of your water, everything. We're introducing a water product this coming weekend too that'll totally structure and microcluster the water with one flow through. So anyhow, we also have pesticides, all the stress, the pollution, fluorescent lights, all that, cell phones, radio waves, wireless internet, power lines, all that is very negatively programmed, low frequencies. We have chemicals. In 2009, it was over 50 million man-made chemicals that wasn't here, 60, 70 years ago. And now it's probably, more like 100 or 200 million. So 12,500 of these cosmetics are for cosmetics. And in Europe, they banned 1,328 of them. In the US, FDA banned 11 of them. So we're right on top of it here. Okay. So all of these have frequencies that are harmful EMF, the electromagnetic field information our body doesn't understand. And so it just causes confusion, causes a disconnect in the brain. Brain's not able to communicate with the body as well, or the biofield. And so that's what's causing a lot of the discomfort and dis-ease around, in our communities. This is the big one right here, though. It's called stress, okay? Stress is an invisible frequency that's accelerating your aging. It shortens telomeres, downgrades the immune system, causes your body to produce a lesser quality gene. Gene expression is going down. So you're creating an unhealthier protein. And proteins are responsible for structure and function of the body. So that's why you want to keep your vibration as high as you can. Okay, the quality of your water is the quality of your life. So is your water making you sick? Chances are it's one of the reasons if you've got anything going on. And when you look into the masses of our society in the United States, there's a lot of stuff going on. So the water in your tap, and a lot of the water that you're buying to drink and everything is just simply tap water, that's been filtered one time. And so a lot of the stuff is still there. The negative vibration's still there. And it's got low energy because water that stand around in pipes and tanks and stuff like that has a decreased energy. And so you're not getting the energy vibration that you need from your water. So the lower vibration from being exposed to chemicals, drugs, contaminated pipelines, etc., is causing problems in your body. Water has memory of everywhere it's been, so it vibrates those frequencies into your body. So if it's been through lead pipes or copper pipes that were lead welded or soldered, all of that information, those frequencies, is in the water. And if you want to look up Dr. Emoto, he had he's got some great stuff out there about the water and how it changes, with even, with words and talking to it, labeling it, stuff because he actually froze it and then sliced it and looked at it in a microscope. And it's amazing. Some of it's real beautiful, and others is pretty ugly based on, where the water came from. So the water clustering occurs in low vibration water. And so the water coming out of your faucet and in most of your drinking water, as far as buying bottled water, has 12 to 16 molecules in a cluster, and it's too big to hydrate the body naturally. And so what we've got, what we're doing is we're going to be microclustering the water down to 2 or 3 molecules in a cluster where it'll start hydrating the body from the mouth. And the red laser will do some of that. I've got people, when I do a health and wellness expo, like I did at the ANMA 2 weeks ago, the American Naturopathic Medical Association. Every naturopathic doctor that came through with their own water, I'd ask them to take a taste of it for taste and texture, and then I'd laser it for 30 seconds, and every one of them could taste the difference in the water because the water is wetter, because we neutralize the toxins, override the programming, etc. And so we're going to take that to a new level this weekend at our Vibrance annual convention. We're going to introduce 5 new products. And so be on the show next week, and I'll be introducing all those. So the quality of your water is the quality of your life again. So lasering your water for 30 seconds, like I was just saying, increases the life force energy about 30%. So the higher quality water you're starting with, the higher it's going to raise it. It neutralizes toxins, makes the water wetter, and that's what they're tasting mostly is the wetter water. It starts hydrating the body from the mouth and the upper stomach. Doesn't have to be digested completely. Clears the effects of the memory of where the water has been by reprogramming the water with over 1,000 human blueprint frequencies, or that's what we call them, at their optimal wellness frequencies. And then when you rotate the red laser in a clockwise motion, circular motion, a level of the microclustering and the structuring begins. That's why it hydrates your body better from the mouth, etc. And here's the scientific test we did to document that. Dr. Kuhn down in Santa Fe, New Mexico, is head of GDB camera Southwest. It's a biophotonic camera that takes a picture of life force energy. And we want to know what the effects would be of the red laser on standard tap water, and which is what we've been talking about, is tap water. And so this is the life force on the left. It's the life force energy in a drop of tap water. And then we lasered the initial test was done in 3 minutes. We lasered the same size drop of tap water for 3 minutes, and you can see it increased the life force energy about 30%. And then we kept shortening the time frame. It happens in 30 seconds. Okay, and then it also was documented to neutralize toxins and make the water wetter. Then the person that drank the water, you can see on the left, the biofield has a lot of gaps in it, a lot of holes in it. And after they drank the water, the biofield came into a much better symmetry. There's no complete holes in it now. It's protecting the body and communicating with the body, more completely. And here it looks two-dimensional, but it's actually a cocoon that encapsulates our whole body. And it actually animates and creates our body. So the key here is our blood is 94% water, our brain is 78% water, and our eyes are 98% water. And so staying hydrated is crucial to health. Most people's first signs of discomfort or disease is dehydration and lack of salt. And we'll get into salt here in just a little bit. So stimulating the mitochondria is the key, and that's what the red laser does instantly. And that's how it raises the life force energy in your blood by 30% in about 30 seconds. And this is one of the tests we did here. And again, your blood is 94% water. And so this was a 48-year-old lady who was hydrated, and her blood cells were still all relayed and sticking together. And so we shined a red laser on her chest for 2 minutes, and then took the microscopy test again, and her blood was all free-flowing blood. The red blood cells are all separate. So when you have a compromised immune system where it's all relayed, the cells are being starved from nutrition and oxygen because the relayed blood just can't get there. The microcirculation is lessened, and the only part that gives up toxins and picks up oxygen when it goes to the lungs is the exposed part of the relayed blood. So on the left, we have a compromised immune system, and on the right, we have a healthy immune system where the red blood cells are free-flowing, which means the immune system, the white blood cells, are free to function also. And then Bruce Lipton, one of his quotes is, "The fate of our cells is determined by the chemistry of our blood." No exceptions, okay? The blood is the key to our life. And so then we have the Vibrance natural lasers, And the one that my favorite is the red and infrared natural laser. It's mainly designed and has frequencies added for the musculoskeletal body. And we use sacred geometry to add those frequencies. And then the green laser we have is got frequencies added and designed for the internal organ systems of the body. The violet laser is antimicrobial, so it's antiviral, antifungal, and antibacterial. And then we have a ionizer that's got 25,000 negative ions in it that complements the three lasers and can be used as a standalone. And so the red laser, we've added 1,635 human blueprint frequencies to it. And it has a symphony of frequencies from 660 nanometers to 870 nanometers. And so, your standard red laser has 10 human blueprint frequencies naturally in the color red. So we have 1,645 total that that you're infusing into your body or into your water or onto your food, etc. The green laser, we've added 845 human blueprint frequencies, and the nanometer spectrum there is 520 to 885. The violet laser, we've added 1,764 human blueprint frequencies, and the range there is 390 nanometers to 495 nanometers. The ionizer, we've added 1,407 human blueprint frequencies, and so it's got about 1,540, something like that total. These are the tools that you can use because we're all about self-care for self-healing. I don't want to have to go anywhere, and I don't want to have to recover from anything. Okay, so I keep my vibration high, keep my immune system strong, and then the body heals itself and takes care of itself. And so totally, the other uniqueness of our lasers is we go through clothing, we'll go through the bottom of shoes, and distance doesn't make any difference. I can be 2 inches away from you or 10 feet away from you and get the same results. I can bounce it off a mirror back to you and get the same results. So that's how strong, the lasers are for helping the body help itself heal itself. The Vibrance red and infrared laser relaxes the mitochondria, which increases the ATP production and energy current of the cells. Strengthens the cells, makes them stronger, increases cell activity, toughens the immune system, improves circulation and regenerates damaged tissue structure by stimulating the body's natural healing process. So what we're doing is actually relaxing the body, and then when you relax the body totally, you're upregulating gene expression and building healthier protein. The green laser improves the oxygen carrying ability of the red blood cells, and it also boosts the function of the brain. The violet laser improves microcirculation by nitric oxide release, and it activates telomerase with maximum anti-aging effects. So each of them have their own specific value, and they overlap quite a bit. And in the Sirius ionizer pointer, it's got the 25,000 negative ions. It produces biophotonic chemical reactions. It increases the level of the mood chemical serotonin, helping to alleviate depression, relieve stress, and boost our daily daytime energy. So it enables the flow of the electrical signals through the body also, which is where the salt comes in again, which we'll talk about here very shortly. Increase the flow of oxygen to the brain, which in turn creates higher alertness, relieves stress, and enhances mental energy. So the ionizer complements the three lasers. I carry the red laser and the ionizer with me everywhere because on a new injury, if you get on it right away, it's actually cellular repair in the moment. It'll take the trauma out of a new injury in 30 to 45 seconds, and it'll actually start to heal right there in front of your eyes. So, and negative ions are all in nature. The body loves negative ions. So we're going to into some testimonials here now. Here's one of my favorites because it's me. Okay. I wore glasses for 52 years. In 2011, my sphere was negative 100 and negative 150. And then in 2019, it was negative 0.25 and negative 0.75. And what happens, I was using our Arc Vision eye drops, and the eyes were getting better. But in 2018, I started doing these health and wellness shows as having a booth there demonstrating the lasers and lecturing on, vibrational self-healing. And all of a sudden, people started asking me or telling me, you can't use that laser in your eyes. So I would shine our red laser in my eyes with my eyes open for 15, 20, seconds or so. And then in 2019, I didn't need reading glasses anymore. And then in 2019, I was skiing in the moguls, did a header and lost a lens. So I went into Tropicana Pearl Vision in Vegas to get the lens replaced. And I took my old prescription with me. And the doctor says, I've never seen an eye correct itself the way yours has. And that was when I was at, negative 0.25 and negative 0.75. And then in 2020, the sphere was 0.75 and negative 0.75. And then shortly after that, I got to where I didn't need glasses at night either. And so in August of this year, 2020, I renewed my driver's license, and they removed the requirement for glasses from my driver's license. So it's really a blessing not to be a slave to glasses anymore. So I'm driving day and night with no glasses. I read fine print still, and it's been a lot of fun. So here's another testimonial where I sliced my foot. I was painting my bedroom barefooted, got a phone call. And on the phone call, while I was on the call, I went to slide this piece of copper that was on the floor over and sliced my foot pretty good here. And so I got off the phone, needless to say, and I grabbed some paper towels, grabbed my laser and my ionizer and started working on it. And in about 6 minutes is when the bleeding had stopped. And the picture that you're looking at here on the left, you can see it's already starting to mend. And then 12 minutes later, you can actually see it's mending up real well. And here I put some Band-Aids on it. And this is, again, I'm about 18 minutes after cutting it. No stitches. I mean, it's about 1.25 inches and a 1/2 inch into the ball of my foot. And so this, cellular repair in the moment, there's no swelling. Immune system's free to work. Got microcirculation and oxygen. So what I did is I put Band-Aids on it. I put our 3.5 inch frequency disc on the bottom of my foot, put one of our pendants on the side of my foot, put a sock on, and went back to painting my bedroom. Downtime was only 33 minutes. Because again, it takes the trauma out of new injury in 30 to 45 seconds, stops the bleeding in just a couple of 3 minutes. And this one was bad enough. It took about 6 minutes, and then there's no downtime. So, and this is 2 days later here. 2 days later, you can see, I didn't get any stitches, and it's nice. It's mending up beautifully. And it's like I didn't have any real downtime at all. So that's cellular repair in the moment. So again, stimulating the mitochondria is the key. So what do you want your blood to look like? All right, you want relayed blood. Over 90% of the people coming into microscopists have relayed blood or sticky blood, and a lot of other stuff going on with some of them, especially with what's been going on in the last couple of years here. So I want free-flowing blood myself. So I laser myself every day, laser my water, laser my food. I'm about self-care for self-healing, and prevention is the best self-care you can have. Okay, so again, the fate of our cells is determined by the chemistry of our blood, and the fate of our cells is the fate of our life and the quality of our life, no exceptions. So let's talk about real salt now. Okay, a little play on words here. There's a company out there that has a brand called Real Salt, and that's my favorite. So the benefits of sea salt to raise your vibration are pretty lengthy. Okay, I wrote an article. It's on my laseredwater.com website as a blog, but it's 17 vital functions of sea salt in the body. And we're talking unprocessed sea salt. What they call salt today is simply sodium and chloride. It's got 2 elements. Okay, salt, with all the natural inherent minerals intact, performs many critical functions in the body. And here's just a few. Okay, number 1, a shortage of water and salt suppresses the immune system and its disease-fighting cell activity in the body. Sea salt helps in alkalizing the cells of the body by facilitating excretion of excess acids through urine, and this helps keeping the body in an alkaline state. Okay. Salt is most effective in stabilizing irregular heartbeats, and contrary to the misconception that it causes high blood pressure, it is absolutely essential for the regulation of blood pressure, in conjunction with water, of course, and you need the proper proportions of water and salt. And I've got a great story here. I've got a gentleman back in Indiana, a realtor, who had been having AFib for a year, like 2 or 3 years or something like that. And they'd given him all the drugs and all the medicines, and he still had it. And they were going to put him in a hospital for 2 or 3 days for some kind of shot where he'd have to stay there and get it every year, et cetera. And so I met him just a couple of weeks before he was supposed to go in. And I told him, I said, if you'll start taking a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half, or even 2 teaspoons of sea salt every day through the day on your food, on your water, a little in your water, on your tongue, that it would fix that, because salt regulates your heartbeat. And 2 days, no more AFib. That was 5 years ago. And he carries his own salt around with me like I do, with him like I do. And it's the real salt that we showed in the previous picture. So, the low salt diet is creating a lot of what I call doctor-created diseases. So number 3, salt is a vitally needed element in the treatment of diabetics. It helps balance blood sugar in the blood and reduces the need for insulin in those who have to inject the chemical, regulate their blood sugar levels. Water and salt reduce the extent of secondary damage associated with diabetes. So number 4, salt is vital for maintaining muscle tone and strength. Lack of bladder control in those who suffer from involuntary leakage of urine could be a consequence of low salt intake. So that's pretty serious. I hear there's more and more of that going on. Salt is vital for the absorption of food particles through the intestinal tract. You can eat all you want, and then, you can eat as good as you want, but it's not how much you eat or what you eat or how good it is. It's about how much does the body absorb, how much is, able to be used as nutrition for the cells. 6 is, salt is vital for the clearance of the lungs of mucus plugs and sticky phlegm, particularly in asthma and cystic fibrosis cases. Whoops. Number 7, salt is vital for cleaning up carath and congestion of the sinuses. Number 8, salt is a strong antihistamine. So, anybody's got that challenge, it's a lot better than taking the drugs. Salt is essential for the prevention of muscle cramps. Salt is vital to prevent excess saliva production to the point that it flows out of your mouth during sleeping at night. Needing to constantly mop up excess saliva indicates a salt shortage. Number 11, salt is absolutely vital into making the structure of the bones firm. Osteoporosis in a major way is a result of salt and water shortage in the body. Most people don't know, but your bones are 27% salt. And so, that's the problem. Salt, number 12, salt is vital for sleep regulation. It is a natural hypnotic. So if you're having trouble sleeping, it's probably, shortage of salt again, and water. Because again, the two go together. You can't really separate them. You got to have the right balance of salt and water. Salt creates the osmotic pressure that holds water in the blood. So you can drink all the water you want, and you'll pee it out if you don't have the right osmotic pressure to hold the water in the blood. So that's critical also. Salt on the tongue will stop a persistent dry cough. Number 14, salt is vital for the prevention of gout and arthritis. So I know a few people that's got gout, and I know a lot of people that's got arthritis. So number 15, salt is vital for maintaining sexuality and libido. Salt is vital for preventing varicose veins and spider veins on the legs and the thighs. Number 17, salt is vital to the communication and information processing nerve cells the entire time that the brain cells at work, from the moment of conception to death. We need salt. Salt is life. Okay, without salt there is no life, which I think I got that in there somewhere. So salt is the master controller of all the other minerals. And again, when you've got good salt, it's got 75 up to 82 different trace minerals in it that the body needs pieces and parts of. And, it's at its own discretion. So salt controls the movement of a lot of molecules in the body. And I got this information when I wrote the article from a book called Your Body's Many Cries for Water by Dr. Batman Galdage. It's an amazing book, what he was able to do with water to help people, help their bodies heal itself. He actually was in a prison camp when he did all the study and everything on it. So let's continue. Unprocessed sea salt contains about 75 essential ionic minerals that the body needs. Common table salt has only 2. That's sodium and chloride. The next problem is it has aluminum added as a non-caking agent. So aluminum is what ends up in the brain, from deodorants and table salt, causing, the brain to short out and causes the dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So our body needs 1 to 2 teaspoons of unprocessed sea salt a day on your food, on your tongue, and your water through the day, not all at once, needless to say. So you can take a big drink of water, put a pinch of salt on your tongue. It really triggers and energizes a lot of hormones that way. And then let it dissolve and wash it down with another drink of water. You can do that a couple, 3 times a day if you choose, or you can just put a little bit in your water. You don't want to put too much in your water because then it can simulate sea salt. And sea salt can actually be used for blood transfusion in the case of emergencies. So the body won't digest its own blood, so it won't digest sea salt either, or seawater. So I prefer Redmond's real salt from an underground mine up in Utah that's not been exposed to a lot of the pollutions and stuff. The checking we've done, it vibrates higher and has fewer heavy metals than any of the Himalayan salts or other stuff that we've tested. Because some of the Himalayan salts, they're using dynamite to mine it, and it's got more of the plastics, molecular plastics in it. And so anyhow, my favorite is the Redmond's real salt. So salt is energy, okay? Energy, we must have sustainable energy to keep our bodies going and healthy, okay? Unprocessed sea salt is the body's matrix system for transporting energy throughout the entire human organism. You can't even create a thought or move your body without salt. Salt is what triggers the muscular movements and everything. So it's also critical for healing. Salt plays a big part in self-healing by helping your body to digest your food and turn it into living tissues, as well as helping to transmit nerve pulses that contract your muscles. As I was saying, you have to salt the communication to cause your muscles to move. It's also critical for balance. In order for your cells to function normally, a salt and water balance must be maintained. If you get too dehydrated, and then the salt doesn't function as well. And if you don't have enough salt, then you're going to be dehydrated because the water won't stay in your blood. So alkalinity, okay, salt and water are also necessary for making the sodium bicarbonate your body needs to alkalize the food we eat for maintaining the alkalinity of your blood and the lymph fluids. A deficiency in salt is equal to a deficiency of energy. Without salt, there is no life. And so that's really how critical it is, okay? Other benefits of sea salt, are, maintaining an electrolyte balance, which is necessary for optimum blood circulation for the whole body health. It helps in treating. You can use it on the skin. Make up a paste or something and use it on skin conditions like acne and dermatitis and cirrhosis. And we have some excellent lotions for that ourselves that are energized with human blueprint frequencies for the skin. Work beautifully and helps maintain balanced level of blood sugar, salt does. And you can also use salt for detoxing by soaking in a bathtub, with salt in it. And we put our intention disc and our 3.5-inch disc in the water with us and laser the water before we do that. So it all works well. I want you to shift gears here again, and we're going to talk about EMF because, EMF is lowering our vibration too. And everything we're talking about here is about how to raise your vibration. So salt is critical for raising your vibration, and all of our products assist salt in vibrating higher and functioning better, by separating the blood into free-flowing, things like that. So this is what your environment looks like. There's EMF, what we call EMF pollution, EMF smog going through your body right now. Every cell phone in the area is going through your body right now. And so we have EMF protection. The earth strips here are for devices, and it's actually healthy to be on the phone when you have these. And the spatial area is our tetrahedron. We have 5 different pendants as of this weekend that completely protect you from 5G. And we're changing harmful EMF into helpful EMF. So I've got a YouTube channel here. It's got more videos and stuff on it that you can watch. One's my eye testimony on how I use the red laser. I actually demonstrate that in the video. And then there's a full, presentation of science on several of them and some testimonials, etc. So if you have any questions, my information's here. You can give me a call at 469-766-5511. Send me an email at joe@theredlaserguy.com. Check out my website, laseredwater.com. And then, like I said, I got the YouTube channel here, youtube.com/by Joe Blanton. That's BY Joe Blanton. And then everything will be ready to go. You can give me, contact me. I'll be here next week. We'll have some introductory discounted retail packages to offer. And then I'll go over all the new technologies. It's expanding. Again, our goal is to help you set up a biosanctuary in your own home. And I have it in my vehicle, my RV. I've got everything set up to where when I'm in there, I'm living in these higher frequencies. Because if you have an electric car, it's like sitting in a microwave. People with a Tesla, it's like sitting in a microwave. Just like a police officer, they got radar, they got everything all around them. It's like sitting in a microwave oven. Very, very unhealthy. And so we can help you, help yourself, help your body, heal itself. So remember, no one else can vibrate for you. It's up to you to take care of yourself. You're the only one responsible, and we're here to help. We can help you help yourself, heal yourself naturally. So take care, have fun, and we'll look forward to being here next week and getting you some new information on how you can help yourself vibrate higher. Bye for now.